unjani, molweni, uhandakt. And to say, what else?
Hi everybody, welcome to our channel.
Yeah.
So why are you so excited?
It's 1 year, baby.
1 year.
1 year of 1 year of marriage. Sweet
Did
marriage.
you just say 1 year being a prisoner?
No.
What's that?
1 year.
Okay, I think we need to pause this and start again. What is this? Anyway, guys, welcome back to our channel. And yeah, still Amanda.
Still Sage.
Still Sage, yeah. And today, we're coming to you with a different video, just a little check-in because we've officially been married for 1 year.
So bad.
It's been 1 year of marital bliss, and we wanted to kind of share what we've learned in this first year of marriage, what it has taught us, and things that we want to make sure we continue doing so that we are married for like ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Yeah, and we are so excited. But before we continue with that, thank you so much to everybody who's been watching our videos, who subscribed, and if you're new to our channel, Akwaba, you are so welcome, and we hope you will stay and be part of the family by simply clicking the subscribe button, putting the notification bell on, and that way you don't miss anything and you'll know exactly what we're talking about when we upload, and you're good to go. So yeah, let's get into this, baby.
Right.
Yeah. Alright, so first things first, I think we should start at the wedding itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I think it makes sense, right? To start where it all starts, where the whole journey of marriage starts, and that's the wedding.
Yeah.
What about the wedding, babe?
I think most people confuse the wedding with the marriage. The wedding is not the marriage, The wedding actually kickstarts the marriage. So what I can say about the wedding is that when you are planning a wedding, whether it's a white wedding, whether it's a traditional marriage you are going for, make sure your wedding is not fake.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? It means that do a wedding that is within your budget. A wedding that represents where you are in life. Don't be punching too much above your weight and then go into the marriage with debts.
Yeah.
If you are in the marriage, it adds another, because the marriage itself, the first few months after the honeymoon, you begin to discover yourself. So there's stress, some stress here and there. So if there's also another stress of finances, another stress of debt, you may not be able to get out of it. So think about it. The wedding ceremony is just an event to announce you to the world that the two of you have decided to spend the rest of your lives together. The wedding is not the marriage. It's like a naming ceremony. The child is already born.
Yeah.
So let's not spend too much on it. If you have money in the bank, you have a lot that you want to celebrate your wife, celebrate the marriage, that's great. But all that we are saying is that just do it according to your strength. Don't be put under pressure to pull up something that is going to affect your marriage going forward. Because the people that show up at the wedding, they will not be there in your home. They will not be there.
When you have no food to eat.
They will not be there. If you go back to them for food, they will insult you. You got money for this big wedding, and now you don't have food. Don't come here. So the wedding should be well managed.
Yeah, that's very important. I guess that literally leads into the next point, which is finances. Because if you go into your marriage with debt, automatically you're setting up yourselves to start fighting about it. Because other things are gonna come up and it's gonna be like, yeah, if you didn't want that 30,000 rand dress for the wedding, then maybe we would have had this, or if you had agreed to this venue, things like that.
Yeah.
So then you start fighting about the wedding in the marriage because of the financial situation that's coming up, that look, now we can't even afford a bed, or we can't afford this because you're forcing for us to go to Mauritius for a honeymoon, whereas we could have just gone to Cape Town for the weekend and come back, and then once our finances are good, then we can now go and splurge and have like a proper thing, because you're going to be married forever, or the point is to be married forever.
Yeah.
So you always have a chance to create memories and to do things together. But you have to understand that finances are so important and play a major role that you need to be wise about how you approach them and how you deal with them, so that you're able to actually enjoy your marriage, enjoy your life,
Yeah.
And with finances, initially, when you start off, especially with like, he and I had just like started working when we got married. Yeah. So each of us had like our own thing. But fortunately for us, because we were already kind of together when we started working, there was already that transparency in terms of our finances. And that was even more emphasized when we got married, because he needs to know how much is in my account, the same way I need to know how much is in the account, and what am I doing, what am I buying, what am I, all of these different things, so it doesn't come back to bite us.
Yeah.
Obviously, in the whole transparency of marriage, there's also room to be spontaneous, right? So it doesn't mean that he has to know that I bought him a watch for a gift, He doesn't need to know that. But it's important that he understands if I go and decide to buy a car, he needs to know that, and stuff like that, unless it's like a surprise. That is a different story. But in that transparency, you need to also remain spontaneous. And I've also learned that with the finance as well, you need to pick who is better at managing money in the family from day one. Alright? Because in every relationship, there's a spender, there's the saver. Alright? I'm the spender. He's the saver. I spend and I splurge a little, and he's just like, no, we need to save, we need to put things together. Which is a perfect compliment, because we know that he makes sure that we stay on point of our financial goals and we're able to meet them, and I make sure that we still have those little adventures and stuff like that, and we spend on that, so it's good to know who's better at managing money and let that person handle it. Another thing we should have probably said first is having God as your foundation. It is so important. Whatever belief system you follow, it's so important that that is a foundation and that is core and key. Because what happens is when we start coming across a little bit of some challenges or whatever, we always go back to, what does the word say? We pray about it. We, things like that, like, we need to pray on this, we need to seek God's counsel on this, we need to, whatever we do, like, let's pray about it first, hear what God has to say, and move on and do it, But if you don't have that foundation, then you just like, I don't know. I literally don't know. So it's such an important thing, it's such an important foundation to have.
Yeah, great. And for young couples like us, marriage is a new thing,
We haven't done it.
We haven't done it before. This is our first and last marriage, So what we did is look around within our circles and get a mentor, a marriage that, since we believe, is doing very well. A couple that follows our beliefs, a couple that have been married for years, that we look up to. So that's the thing. So we have like a mentor that we look up to, people that we are accountable to, people that she can report me to when I'm misbehaving. So it's not like 1,000 people, it's a couple that we look up to, that from time to time they call to check in on us. From time to time we call to to key in,
yeah,
you know, to take advice. So it's working for us. So we have that couple that are mentors, you know, which is working for us. So I think for young people like this, because dating is quite different from marriage.
It's so different.
It's so different.
Yeah.
So it's important to get people who have walked the line that you're working on, to get a few things, a few directions. You know, people who can call your husband to order. You know, people who can call your wife to order. It's not like every issue that you go to them, hey, this, you know. But just to check in, and be accountable.
Yeah, that's very important. And you know, check and be accountable. And also, you need to keep learning about marriage from married people. That's why we have, you know, that couple that we go to and just like, hey, this and this, how do we work around it? Also, we don't necessarily just ask anybody who's married how they work it out. So I feel like the only time, okay, we have our mentors, yes, but we also maybe when we meet a couple and they be like, how long have you been married? And like, we've been married for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Those are the people we want to ask and be like, so how do you do it? You know, like, what are the secrets? We don't now go and tell them, okay, this is what's happening in our marriage. No, we just want to find out what their secret is, you know, how they feel about each other now and things like that. We don't come to people who've been married for like a year or 2 years and be like, oh, so how do you do it? Because that's not our goal. Our goal is not to be married for 1 or 2 years. Our goal is to be married for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. So those are the people we want to talk to and understand, how do we get to that point? Because everybody started from year 1. So how do you get to that point? And also the people that we talk to and let into our marriage, we choose very, very carefully. So not everybody who's close to us knows what's happening and the ins and outs of our marriage. You know, my friends don't know what's happening, the ins and outs of our marriage. Our families don't know the ins and outs of our marriage. It's only those people who are our mentors and our bishop who are just like, this is what's happening. You know, because one married us, counseled us and married us. The other people, they're just mentors because they've been in this for a couple of years. They live in similar conditions as we do. So they would better understand that, okay, how do you make a marriage work away from home or in a foreign place or, you know, things like that. So we really focus on that and take that very seriously, because you don't want everybody speaking into your marriage. You know, and you don't want to go to your single friends and be like, hey girl, you know, especially if they're not mature about the whole situation. And they'll be like, oh, leave him. What do you mean? You know, but if you go to somebody who's married, they're like, oh no, that's normal. And that's actually part of how it goes. You know, you just have to learn about each other. You just have to fix this and this and this and this, and you make it work.
We also have a young couple like us that we share achievements with, you know, just to celebrate the key milestones in our marriages, you know, because we are all learning.
It's one couple.
It's one couple. They believe in what we believe in. They've been there with us from the start. We've been there with them from their start, so we know our ins and outs. They know how we met. We know how they met, you know. So we've been there. And then we share our key achievements, the milestones. We challenge ourselves to be better in our marriages, in our work. You know, so that's also something we do. We have 2 couples that we deal with. Halas. No, nobody else.
Yeah.
You know, so it is very important that your issues are not out there. Everybody knows. Everybody knows when you sleep, how you sleep, you know, and it makes the whole thing messy.
Yeah.
So yeah, be very discreet and live like a serpent. You know, be wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah. Too many voices cause confusion.
Yeah.
Definitely, and confusion is not for God. Okay, so the next thing, which is just as important, actually for any relationship, is communication. I don't know how to stress this enough. but it's so important. And also to realize how your partner communicates, because typically men and women communicate very differently.
Yeah.
We talk. They're just like, and then that frustrates us. They just like talk, say something, you know. So we've learned how to communicate and actually be like, you need to open your mouth and talk, because if you're not talking, I'm not hearing, I'm not understanding what's going on. I can't guess by looking at you and be like, oh, okay, so this is what it is, you know. It's only after you've been with somebody for like years that you start to pick up questions like, oh, if they're quiet in that area, that means this is what they're thinking, you know. But initially we need to talk about things. Like nothing can be solved without talking. Everything is about talking, you know. Wars are started by talking, you know. For us to even start dating, he had to talk to me. Yeah. So literally talking is so important, and it's such a crucial part of the marriage. But I think you can speak about, because you are really the quiet one. I'm an over communicator. I will communicate about everything.
Yeah, she's a J and I'm quiet, reserved. But to make the marriage work, you need to talk. You need to meet each other halfway. You know, you need to talk. You need to talk about things. Talk about everything. Talk about sex. Talk about everything. You know, your wife or your husband should be the person you talk to the most, you know, because you don't expect him or her, as you said, to just think for you and imagine what you're going through, you know, but communicate, genuinely communicate, and speak about things honestly. Tell the way you feel, you know, and I think that is really been working for us. Yeah, the communication. We talk about things, and we've made it a point that even if there is a disagreement, if there is kind of a friction, we don't sleep unless we speak about it. Yeah. And so if I am feeling funny and I don't want to talk, no, she will insist that, hey, we must talk about this, else we are not sleeping. If she's, the same thing. So we keep each other in check. We need to talk about issues before we sleep. There's no way one of us will sleep with anger, with an issue we've not resolved. No, we push each other to do that. So that is very important.
Yeah. You know, you talk about things, and you also have to pay attention to the little things as well. Because if you don't pay attention to those little things, they then end up causing conflict in the marriage as well. So literally some things that your partner might say in passing, you know, sometimes they'll just mention it. Not maybe have be like, okay, when you talk about this, it's serious. But they just mention it in passing. And if you don't pay attention to that, then it might like cause a little friction later on. Like a small example would be like when I made fried rice, for example. He'd be like, I really like the fried rice. He actually said it once. He's like, I really like the fried rice, but it would be nice if you made like boiled eggs, because he just liked boiled eggs, you know. And I was like, oh, okay. And I made sure the next time I made fried rice, I boiled the eggs. He's like, oh, you boiled eggs. That, you know, that was something that was sweet, because it was like, I didn't realize you would pay attention to that, because it's such a small thing, you know. But it's important, you know. For me, it's like, okay, this is what he likes, so let me make sure I do it. And he just mentioned, he didn't say I hate the food, I won't eat it. It was just a matter of, it would be nice, you know. So it's all of those little things that your partner mentions of like, that would be nice, you know. And because it's also those little things that when you were dating is what ended up making you want to get married, because of maybe the little things that, you know, the person would pick up about you, or whatever the case may be. Like, oh, that's so cute, you know. He remembered that about me, or he thought of that about me, so yeah, I should like him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then something else is, sure, you know, when you were dating, how when you're going for a date you would dress up and look good, right? Then when you get married, you're just like, oh, I'm okay just in my sweatpants all day. I don't even need to shower for 3 weeks. It's cool, or whatever the case may be. But it's so important to keep looking good for each other.
Yeah.
You know, because men are very visual creatures. That's for sure. So when I look good, he's like, oh, you know, and when he looks good, I'm like, oh, because I like it. You know, we like looking good for each other. So it's so important to want to look good for each other. I remember after we got married, like I was just like, I started getting a little bit of weight, and then everybody around me was like, "Ooh, you're starting to look like a proper wife," you know. And my husband at that time obviously still loves me, still attracted to me, but in the back of his mind he's thinking, "How?
What is this?
What is this? You haven't even had kids. How? What is this? You know." So then you make it a mission to be like, I need to look good. I need to, you know, keep myself in check the same way he keeps himself in check. So in this year that we've been married, we've made sure that we keep each other in check. Mr. Gavin starting to get a 6-pack right there. Oh no, baby, no, that's not. He's starting to get a 6-pack out there, you know. And yeah, so it's all of those things of like wanting to look good for each other. And in that looking good for each other, you have to keep dating too.
Yeah.
Date nights.
Yeah, and you need to be intentional about it.
Yeah.
We has adopted Friday night as our date night.
Set.
You know, so it's set. Every Friday is our date night. You know, I need to open the door of the car. I need to ask her out.
Yeah, he actually asked
you know, I mean, so you need to be intentional. Just try, you know, and make it work, because you need to enjoy yourselves, enjoy each other. Other than that, it becomes a burden. It becomes like you wake up and you see it and you're like, she's here again. What is this?
Yeah.
You know, so you need to be intentional about things. I mean, marriage is supposed to last forever. So decide that this is the person I'm in with, and I'm going to intentionally make it work. I'm going to intentionally do things to make her happy, to make him happy, and make the marriage work. Yeah.
Because marriage is beautiful. Kumnandi kwa love lives here. Alright, something else is how to deal with situations like challenges that you have in your marriage. We've learned that it's not about who's right, it's about what's best for whatever it is that we're trying to solve. Because if I'm trying to be right and he's trying to be right, we're not gonna get anywhere. So it's like, okay, this is my opinion, or this is what I think about the situation, and he says what he thinks about the situation, and we objectively as you can be like, okay, what is the best thing for this? You know, because it's never me against him, it's us against whatever.
It's just us against the world.
Yes. So it's just us against whatever, and that is how we literally handle every situation, you know. And also it's always me or him first before everybody else. You know, it's like, okay, my husband, how is he doing? And then, hey, my friends, hey, my family, hey, my whatever. You know, the same way for him, my wife first, and then what else is happening around. You know, and when you keep that as your base, it really helps, because you know that you always have your partner's interest at heart, and you always want to make sure that they're happy, and when they're happy, you're happy. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
And then one other thing is try and live together in the foundation years of the marriage. When we got married, we lived away from each. I was in a different country, she was in a different country for 5 months.
Yeah.
You know, and then like within the 5 months, it wasn't like a straight 5 months. I think every month I made an effort to either be where she is or she would be where I was then. You know, and we're happy, you know. But when we started living together, it was a different ball game, you know, altogether. You begin to discover things about each other that, I mean, it's so different when you are living together. You know, so in the foundation years, it is best to live together, to bond well, to get to know each other so well, the ins and outs. You know, even the little things, you know, they are important. You know, so it's very important to live together in the foundation years. It's best to live together for life. But if things are such a way that it doesn't happen like that, at least the foundation years, you should live together.
Definitely.
You should live together. It's a must.
Yeah. And last but not least, be intimate. On all levels. Be intimate on all levels, because that really, you know, deepens the marriage, makes it nice, you know, because you get to know the person's soul, which is deep. Anyway, guys, we'll end the video there. We'll end the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, a massive thumbs up if you like it. Comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.